and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today we're going to be looking at a beautiful high quality set of watercolour books and paints from the Ukrainian artist Vitaly Dets. A bit of info about Vitaly before we begin. Over the years he's developed a method to learn painting in just one day, a teaching style which has enabled him to learn 7 languages and multiple musical instruments. In fact, he himself taught painting for the first time when he was just 8 years old. So with that being said, I'm very excited as a beginner to see what results I have following Vitaly's tutelage. So here's the watercolour kit. It comes in this gift box and it contains everything you need to get started with watercolour. First of all, we have the paints themselves. These are professional artist watercolours by Royal Talons, and they've been put into this capsule to keep them separated and secure if you're moving them around or taking them out and about with you. If that wasn't enough, you're also given a special palette to work from, which has more paint. In fact, there's enough here to finish 5 whole books if you wanted to, so it's a really generous quantity. Also, you have this gorgeous palette surface for you to work from and mix your colours. It's non-absorbent, so you can just wipe it off when you're finished and use it again and again. You also have, of course, your tutorial book itself. This is Watercolour Trip to Italy, which is made up of quality Italian Fabriano watercolour paper, and it allows you to work on the 35 different projects right here in the book and then cut them out and frame them in a standard 10 by 15 centimetre frame. The book has 17 step-by-step lessons on painting Italian landscapes and 35 draft sketches which you'll bring to life with paint. Each lesson tells you exactly which paints to use and the techniques you need to mix and apply them. In this kit, you'll also receive 2 different sized paintbrushes made from synthetic or squirrel hair. You'll get a container of masking fluid and a bar of wax for you to create watercolour effects. And finally, a 4 set of blank watercolour bookmarks for you to sketch your own watercolour projects onto. You'll also have access to the step-by-step YouTube videos, which are in the Russian language, but they're easy to follow along with. Finally, there is a QR code included which you can scan to contact the artist and creator of this book directly for constructive criticism and feedback at every step of your project if you wish to. A fantastic resource. Now, this whole kit costs around £50, or you can get the smaller version of the kit with less items for just under £30 with the current 15% off offer on Etsy. You can also buy the Watercolour Trip to France book, this one here, which comes with its own palette of colours, a paintbrush, the blank bookmarks and free access to the step-by-step video course on Udemy. This book is a little bit more complex than the first one, so I'd recommend getting this version when you're a little more adept at using the medium. This set with the Watercolour Trip to France costs just over £30. Lastly, there's the Trip to Venice travel sketchbook set. So this here, I'll just move these out of the way, I'll be able to show you better. So this is the travel sketchbook set. Now this is made specifically for taking out and about with you to practice your skills anywhere, anytime. You've got 11 projects to complete in this book, all of which have a QR code with geolocation. So you could go straight to the actual place in Venice that these scenes were taken from and paint them on location. Now, if you can't quite manage to travel all the way to Italy, you have colour printed images of all the scenes in the book in this envelope at the back here. So you can see here that you can use these as your reference when you're going to paint all of the draft sketches in the book. You also have your paints mixed onto a palette already for you here, and you have a little watercolour bookmark as well. So they can all be kept in the back in this envelope. Don't do what I did and put your watercolour card over your paint, otherwise you might find that it sticks. But this envelope here is made of a shiny, non-porous material, so just make sure that your paints are sitting facing that material and they shouldn't do what I did. So, the amazing thing about this book, if I can just show you here, is that it has these innovative paint palettes actually inside the book itself. So this here is all paint that you can use. It's made from a material which doesn't absorb water, and it allows you to pick up the paint from this side and apply it directly to the piece alongside it. As you've seen, we've also got that extra palette with the more vivid tones for making final accents, and you also get a medium-sized water brush included. Now this travel kit costs around £33. So as I'm saying, all of these sheets here, very thick, almost plastic feeling sheets, they all have paints actually integrated onto them. So for example, if I just grab a water brush that's actually got some water in it, yeah, this one, I'm just going to pick up a bit of this paint, and you can see, I'll just show you on my hand, you know what I'm like. You can see the paint is actually just coming straight off, and that will dry, and you can use it again and again until all the paint is gone. So overall, the sheer quality of production on these sets is really second to none, from the paints to the paper, and maybe most importantly, the support you're offered by the guys who actually went to these locations to create beautiful watercolour tutorials, and they really want to help you get the most out of this and learn all the skills to take forward as an artist. So what I'm going to do now is actually follow one of the tutorials in the book as a speed painting, and I'll come back to you afterward to discuss how I felt about it and of course show you my finished piece. Okay, so I think we can safely say watercolour painter I am not. You can see mine and you can see the finished result, what was meant to be. But I do have to say that the instructions in the book, as you can see, they're really clear and they tell you exactly what colours to use, even exactly how much water to use, the 3 droplets being to use loads of water, the 1 not to use much at all. It tells you in blue to wash or to dry, or all the different things which are listed in the front of the book. So it's kind of like a key of what the words mean, and you can actually practice here all of the different techniques and all of the different colours kind of mixed together as well as shown. So really everything needed is in the book. It's just me. I'm really bad at following instruction. I'm really bad at keeping within the lines with paint. As you can see, I've just gone all over the shop everywhere, and I don't want to be too hard on myself, but I think that this piece that I completed back in 1998 when I was 10 is much better. So I think I need to revert back to my 10-year-old self and try watercolour painting again. But to be fair, this was only my first go in a long time, and I think probably what I did wrong also was to add more paint on top afterwards. I should have left it as it was with the kind of grainy kind of texture, but what I was trying to do was build up the colour and make it look more vibrant, which sort of didn't work. So overall, I would say that anyone that is fairly adept with watercolour and can follow instructions and will be more precise and maybe take more time will absolutely get amazing results from this book. It's literally me. I am no good at painting at all, no good at drawing. I can colour, that's about it, but I am interested in doing some more of these tutorials because I think practice makes perfect, definitely, with watercolour. It is a very difficult medium to learn. I know that a lot of watercolour painters and sort of tutors have said it's quite difficult to learn. I know that Vitaly has created this system where he can teach you to paint in a day. I don't think I'm teachable on that system. I don't think I'm the type of person that would pick it up in a day, but you never know. I mean, I'm not going to say it's terrible. It was a go, it was an effort, and if I'm going to try again, I'll probably take a little bit more time and not add so much thick paint. I think I'm just trying, I do the same with colouring. I try and build up the colour to be really bold and very burnished and finished immediately, and I don't like leaving something looking dull or desaturated, and I think that's my problem. So if you would like to buy any of these beautiful, beautiful kits, they really are quality produce. You can buy them on the links in the description. They're over on Etsy, so they'll ship anywhere in the world from Russia. And yeah, do let me know what you thought of this video. Obviously the finished product is not great, but I had a go, I stuck in there and I carried on with it and I finished it. So, you know, you've got to give me a bit of credit for that. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.